Chapter 10. March 18th. It was my 18th birthday. At noon, I talked to Grandma on the phone. Nan Nan. When I heard Grandma's kind voice, I suddenly felt very sad, and my eyes couldn't help but be wet. Nan Nan, how are you? Are you in good health? Can you keep up with your homework? Are you going to take the college entrance examination this year? Have you decided which subject to take? My granddaughter is 18 years old today. Grandma wishes you good health and all the best. Grandma, I miss you very much. I'll come back to see you soon. I bowed my head to play with a pair of sapphire silver cufflinks, which Sue gave me. Over the years, as he said, every time I miss my grandma, I will take it out and look at it. Sometimes I laugh at myself. Maybe I don't just think about grandma when playing cufflinks. Do I also miss Sue? No, you don't have to see grandma so soon just focusing on study. You can come to see grandma after you finish your study. And also your mother is getting married again, so you can't leave. What, Mom is getting married? My heart seemed to be stuffed with a handful of straw, which was messy and stuffy. After talking to my grandma on the phone, I sat on the carpet in a daze. I stood up and walked out of the room on the third floor, to the door of my mother's study. The door was empty. My mother was talking on the phone. Yes, I just got up and I haven't eaten yet. Which restaurant is better? You just came back. We should meet each other. Haha. Mom's laughter was delicate and happy. I don't remember my mother laughing at me like this. I pushed the door vigorously and looked at my mother blankly. My mother was a little surprised to see me, but soon calmed down again. She hung up the phone in a hurry. She smiled and looked at me. Nan, you know who's back. I rudely interrupted my mother. Are you getting married again? Mom was shocked and came forward to hug me. I dodged her arm and said, Is it true? Mom? Are you getting married again? My voice was so sharp that she was shocked. Mom, haven't you been tired of playing the game of marriage for so many years? You said you would be happier after marriage. Is that true? Why don't I see you being happy after married? Is it for money, Mom? Don't you have enough money? With a slap, I only felt a burst of hotness on my face, tearing pain in the corners of my mouth, and then my mouth slowly filled with a sweet smell of blood. My mother stood in front of me, pale face and trembling, completely without her usual calmness and nobility. Mom, I hate you. I spit out 4 words coldly and left. Back in the room, I picked up my coat and was about to go out. Suddenly, I saw the cufflinks next to the phone. After thinking about it, I still reached out to stuff the cufflinks into my pocket and left home without looking back. Hey Asakasa, I'm Xiaobai. Come out. Well, in the old place, you inform Amu, Yoshikawa and others. Bye. I sat lonely on the side of a bar in Shinjuku, watching the street lights light one by one. The neon lights were blurred and colorful, and the traffic on the road was crowded. After leaving home, I was wandering on the streets of Tokyo and didn't know where to go. Looking at the pedestrians on the road, some in pairs, some in groups of 3 or 5, and some were alone like me, but they were in a hurry. They all have their own lives and their own life goals. They work hard for others or themselves. They must have people in need, and there must be someone who needs them. What about me? I have done nothing. I'm so lonely that no one needs me. Who do I need? I have been walking all afternoon. I feel so tired, but I can't stop, because once I stop, I will feel more tired. When I walked to the usual bar, I couldn't stand it anymore, and I fell by the roadside with soft feet. Mom is dating her marriage partner now. She is a very principled person. The agreement will not change. Even if her daughter runs away from home, it will not affect her schedule. That's why I ran away again and again, and finally went back again and again. If no one cares, what's the point of running away from home? Asakasa is my classmate in a girls' school. After her parents divorced, she lived with her mother. Usually, her mother is busy with work and rarely cares about her. We often play truant together. The others are sometimes friends who play together, and they are all unemployed vagrants. I will probably become the same as them soon. The bar was noisy and smoked. All kinds of people came here to seek relaxation and excitement. The dancers on the dance floor were like a pot of fried fish. Xiao Bai, let's go dancing. I don't know who shouted. Boring, I snorted, picked up the glass and took a sip. The wound at the corner of my mouth was a little painful by alcohol. Xiao Bai is really innocent. After being together for so long, I have never seen Xiao Bai smoke and dance, and even her clothes are so tightly wrapped. Haha. Hey, Miss Bai, why they're white in your name? Why is it Xiao Bai? Shut your mouth. Drink your wine, don't talk too much. I drank it coolly. Xiao Bai, what a lovely name? Is it because I like Crayon Shinchan? I like that dog, don't I? Almost everyone thinks so. No, it's not like this at all. I don't like Shaoxin. I can't be as naughty as Shaoxin, because I don't love my parents as much as I love Shaoxin at all. My name is Xiao Bai because someone once called me his lovely white rose. However, no matter how lovely the rose is, it is only an embellishment for people's lives, and they can be abandoned without hesitation. Xiao Bai, I'm sorry, it's too late. I'm going back. Asakasa said timidly. Okay, goodbye, be careful on the way. Nagano, send Asakasa. I waved my hand and then signaled Amumi and Yoshikawa, would you like to leave? I'll sit here for a while. No, Xiao Bai, we will accompany you. You can do whatever you want. When I walked out of the bar, it was approaching dawn, the sky turned a little white, the streets were sparsely populated, and several drunks lay on the street. I was already a little drunk. When the cold wind blew, I felt even more blocked. I staggered and spit out with 2 steps against the wall. Miss Xiao Bai. Mu and Yoshikawa stood behind me and hesitated whether to help me. After vomiting, I felt a little more clear. I turned around and glanced at the 2 green-haired boys and said coldly, leave me alone. Okay, Miss Bai. The green-haired boys nodded submissively and bent over me. Before I could react, the 2 suddenly grabbed me with one arm and pulled me into the alley next to me. I was furious and struggled hard. I kicked Mu in the stomach. Mu let go of his hand. I took the opportunity to get rid of the other side, but Mu rushed up and grabbed my throat again. After a burst of suffocation, I couldn't help being dragged out a few steps across the alley to a dead end. Suddenly, I felt that the shackles on my body disappeared, and I fell to the ground heavily. I suddenly looked up at the 2 people approaching in front of me. What do you want to do? Get out of here. I'm sorry, Miss Bai. We have liked Miss Bai for a long time. A pure and lovely girl like Miss Bai is really irresistible. I'm really sorry. The moment they rushed over, I quickly flashed, and the 2 immediately made a rolling gourd. I got up and ran out. As I ran, I shouted, is there anyone? As soon as I turned into the alley, my ankles were suddenly caught by one hand. The center of gravity was unstable and I fell to the ground again. Then someone put his knees against my legs. At the same time, he grabbed my hand and twisted it back to my back. I was powerless to struggle anymore. Suddenly, the mobile phone in the pocket rang, and the bell was particularly harsh in the quiet early morning. I don't know who cursed. They pulled off my coat with one hand and threw it aside. The phone fell out and kept ringing. Hold her down and I'll turn off the phone. Don't let her shout. Muse said. Then Mew got up to pick up the phone. Yoshikawa clung to my arm tightly and covered my mouth with one hand. My face was raised slightly. From the cracks in the wall, I saw the first glow in the sky. A new day began. I gave up my struggle and closed my eyes and sank into the dark abyss. End of chapter 10.